We should be back. Yay! Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, clearly I had some internet issues, unfortunately, so hopefully good to go. No more hiccups here, and GG, well played. Anyways, we really didn't miss too much here, about 2 minutes in, as you can see, so no bloodlust kill or anything like that. Well, that is the good news there. But we are seeing the laning phase now that I am back, and so we can start talking about that here and what's going on. So Tremble is in the bottom lane with Moira assisting. Got Behemoth and Valkyrie. So Mint choosing to go an aggressive duel lane here against Mint, or against Null, excuse me, as far as at the spot. And what is your take on that? Valkyrie and Behemoth going aggressive.
It's awesome seeing the good old Behemoth Valkyrie. It's been such a long time since we've seen it. It offers a lot of potential. Obviously, you need to line up your stuns perfectly for it to really work its magic. But obviously, there's a lot of potential in the lane. I mean, Tremble should probably get most of the bigger deal of the last hit here. I don't really see him not doing that. But so far, so good. Probusk sitting at 200 GPM, Tremble sitting at 260. It's an uneven lane. Beaver Banger should have this covered by just simply playing a little bit defensive. But if Moria gets caught out of position or Tremble does, then that's when things can get ugly.
Yeah.
Serenia, by the way, actually got his ward at the pull spot countered, but what you got didn't realize that it was inside the trees. So it's very unfortunate.
Oh, wow, yeah. He has the ref ward there, but just not using the courier. That is unfortunate, definitely. Let's keep it on that GPM. I mean, he's still doing okay here, despite that miss.
Look at the mid lane. Look at the mid lane.
But, oh my God, Legionnaire coming in. You know, I was actually going to make mention of that too. Arachna has been really harassing the hell out of this Magnus, as he should be. Only 7-1 creep far for Magnus. That's a 1 versus 1 lane. Arachna's 22-11. I mean, but Arachna, she is a very powerful laner, no doubt, and especially in a melee matchup against her. So Fuzzy Sloth is having a difficult time.
Yeah, notice how Arachna decides to go ahead and get boots instead of actually getting a bottle in the middle lane.
Yeah.
And now he has the steam boots. Okay, so we're looking at Arachna having steam boots against the Magnus not having boots and his level 4. Sibba is going to dominate this game dominate this mid lane unless Tempest makes action happen. Or Moria for that matter. By the way, speaking of Moria, getting picked off here at bottom lane.
Yeah, got that arrow. There's a Fisher Stun into an arrow. And again, they got vision over here. The Ward of Science giving them that information necessary. And in fact, they're going to get another kill. Arachna, the Spiderling comes out. Tempest, no chance to get away, as he's even cut off by the Fisher Stun. And Probusk picks up a double tap when it's all said and done. And wait, how did Probusk kill kill Moira? What?
You just said it just before. It was Behemoth into Valkyrie stun.
Oh, Probusk. Oh, I thought he was Arachna. That makes more sense. Okay. Probusk was Valkyrie. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Magnus in the meantime in the middle lane. The arrow's going to miss, and so Magnus should be fine here, especially with no Spiderling. But, yeah, I mean, Arachna's proven to be a fantastic pick here because, you know, I mentioned about the Tremble, but also in a Magnus matchup, I mean, Magnus has no chance, man. Steam Bath is basically useless against Arachna because of the Spiderling goes to Invis, and he may get a kill right here. Oh, he doesn't have it up just yet, so he's not going to, but jeez. Magnus is having to play so defensive, can't get anything right now. They're going to try for something with Bubbles rotating over, but again, I think we could tell why Mint chose to go with his Arachna pickup, but they're going to go for something right here. No, Bubbles. He came out auto-attacking.
Yeah, that's some unfortunate communication right there.
Yeah.
Oscar was like, go, 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 and Magnus was like, no, I'm not in range. And still, Sipik actually gets caught off here. He knew that Bubbles was there. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, stuck just in range of a lava surge. That's you gotta. I mean, that's definitely his fault. Knowing that Bubbles is there, the last thing you want to do is put yourself in range of Magnus stun, and he just got close enough. So that's a big kill, though, because again, we're just talking about Zibe is snowballing quickly here on a hero that has potential to really be a nuisance.
I wouldn't even be surprised to see Sibba go for PK on his Arachna if he gets into that snowballing mood.
Yeah,
he's the kind of person who would do it.
A Portkey Arachna, you know.
Yeah.
Again, if they're playing it as more of an aggressive ganking hero, I don't see why not. And I truly feel like that's what they're going for this game. They're not looking to build Arachna, into a late-game carry. They're not going to go Firebrand, Geometer's Bane. I think you're right. I honestly think that will happen, especially being Zive, as you pointed out. So, and it's good. It is. It allows her to get close enough to easily get the Spiderling off and eventually a couple of auto attacks to ideally get a kill. So, I wouldn't see why not. I mean, ever since they added the dot damage to that web shot, it's just so much more stronger now. And upped her kill potential, definitely. So. Also, the other cool thing about her is that her passive, Precision Remember, at level 4, it gives everyone True Strike, including herself. So
that's really good, yes. Yeah, it's definitely good. Works very well with Valkyrie, who has a very long attack range as well. By the way, I want to quickly mention that Legionnaire is currently using the Veil Rod to be at bottom lane. He has Strider, so he's very damn fast, sitting at 445 movement speed. And as soon as he gets in range into someone, he'll just charge away and get his taunt off. And cool thing about that is that usually you have so much movement speed that your opponent cannot really react to it before you actually get the taunt off. But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be difficult for Tremble to stun him, for that matter. I don't even know where Boris is at this very moment.
That's true. Yeah, this.
Do you see him somewhere?
Bubbles? He's at the top.
Oh, Boris.
Oh, Boris. Not over here. Yeah, it's hard to find minions like that. Does he have a spawned? No, he hasn't used it yet. So.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, just doesn't have it out currently. Which is a little interesting. Usually when you do a level 6 on Tremble, you pretty much get it out right away and start sending it around. But yeah, it doesn't have it out. So.
Well, I mean, unless Beaverbang quickly realizes what's up, then he'll most certainly die here at bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're talking seconds before Legionnaire is in range, and I guess mid can't really know for sure where Moria is, but I don't think it'll matter much. Tempest is not level 6 yet. They should just go for this kill, I think. If he's good, then he'll make Boris tank the arrow, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He walks back immediately. I don't know if he was on his way anyway, but that pause probably made him think about what was happening.
Yeah, give him a little bit of time to think about it and be like, all right, I'm just going to fall back and actually go to the top lane. That's why. I didn't even notice that. I fell. I'm sorry. But anyways, he goes to the top lane with Boris, and they set up a kill with Bubbles. It's good communication right there, and Labyrinth gets picked off, so.
It's like, that's very convenient. Like, Bubbles saying, can you come top, please? I have a kill here. Okay. Yeah. And then he goes top, and he touches his gang at the same time.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't even think he realized how dangerous he was as far as being at the bottom lane. It just simply happened to be coincidence. So, that was interesting. Quincy pointing out right there, Striders compared to Ghost Marchers Legionnaire. We can actually have item stats now? I didn't even know that was a thing. As far as seeing which heroes have which items. That's awesome. Mentioning that with Ghost Marchers, it tends to do a little better, apparently, as far as record-wise. Huh.
Well, it kind of gives, like, it's kind of the, should I gank or should I be farming? And Legionnaires who farms a lot and who has a lot of GPM tends to go for Ghost Marchers. But if your purpose is to go around and gank and whatnot, you go for the Striders, you go for the Veil Rod, and then you get the bottle, and then you're good to go. And speaking of which, Legionnaire actually has an invisibility rune popped here.
Yeah.
Gonna go towards the mid lane here. Gonna catch Magnus and Bubbles. He sees them both, but he's gonna walk. No, never mind. That's kind of weird for.
More so getting good inside. Oh, okay, that was theirs. Yeah. Okay. Magnus, he's gonna go in on a Magnus Raider trying to channel up the eruption. It doesn't go off though. Song of the Sea hits, however. Arachna, the Tempest ultimate gonna be is right there. Arachna gets pulled in. The TP does as well, but now Tempest is gonna be by himself as they do not have AOE follow-up. So Magnus, if he had an eruption, still a different story, but he did not. Tremble charges in. Big line stuff for Magnus. Willis Kraken comes out, but the damage is down. Legionnaire goes down, but they get the kill. No, Tremble kills Kraken. First quad kill for Asuka on Bubbles. Holy crap. And it's all of a sudden a genocide for Null Stone Gaming. What? What happened there?
I can tell you one thing. If you pull up the replay, you'll see Serena make the most awkward Fissure ever and completely obliterating his teammates Legionnaire.
Yeah, I'm doing that right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he charged in and he couldn't go anywhere. Oh, that's so brutal. You know, that's with Behemoth becoming more and more popular again, that's one of the things I do stress that we see from time to time is that you got to be a little careful sometimes. Easier said than done, but it can also backfire, those fissure stunts, man. But yeah, Tempest the only one to die as well. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was just... Oh, I'm literally just sitting here feeling a little bit awkward on behalf of Mint. That was like, because I feel like they kind of had a good situation going for them. They had an Invis Legionnaire and whatnot. But then that happened, and top lane actually cracking in a lot of trouble here, and he will fall.
Great job by Tremble positioning himself, knowing that he was going to charge away, and he forced him to charge with him, so excellent.
Makes me think about Punk Pank's silhouette against the Kraken.
That was fantastic, man. That guy's good.
That guy is inspirational on his silhouette. It's like he makes people want to play silhouette.
Yeah.
And like make them think that there's a lot more you can learn about silhouette.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. Top lane, what? Asuka's just like steamrolling, man. He is 6-0-3 all of a sudden, 475 gold per minute. You saw Quincy pointing out there when Bubbles gets a quad kill, it happens to be 2-0 in game, so it hasn't happened much, but this could be 3-0 at this rate, the way he's playing especially. I mean, they needed it too, because again, Magnus got destroyed middle lane, remember. And he's still not doing that great, a 230 gold per minute, but he is recovering at least.
Yeah, he does have his steam boots, he does have his balls, so at least he can easily survive an Arachna kill attempt now. Like, which is huge, by the way. Like, not having those steam boots is a big deal for Magnus.
Yeah. You know, Arachna still doesn't have Hardened Carapace either, and you know, I'm not going to pretend like I'm an Arachna expert by any means, but especially with how active this game's now proven to be, you figure at least 1 point in it. It's not bad. It dispels debuffs on itself just with that 1 point, let alone provides
what
the
debuffs
magic
do you actually
armor.
have? There's the Boris web, yeah. I think that's about it.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. Well, like a Glacius stun, or not a Tempest stun. Glacial Blast, I guess.
No, you can't dispel that.
You can't?
No,
Okay.
you cannot dispel that.
Well, never mind then. Well, maybe it actually makes more sense then. So, yeah, passing it up here. Good point. It does increase magic armor, though, as well. So there is, again, some justification for it, you can say. But bottom lane, Valkyrie's going to get caught by Magnus right here. And actually, Valkyrie regretting throwing that arrow out. Tempest stun comes in, and he is going to end up falling. Yeah, he just went for an arrow. He went for a solo kill on a Magnus. Magnus avoided it, and not only did that, but turned around for a kill himself. And you could tell Nullstone's feeling really good right now. And all five come together. And this is what you were talking about, FJ. I mean, if things start getting out of hand early, I mean, there's no recovery chance here for Mint. It's just going to snowball in. Nullstone's going to take it. And right now, I mean, it's only 12 minutes into the game, but you can tell Nullstone, again, is just coming together. The Thunderclaw finished on Tremble. His farm continues to be actually pretty strong without the Thunderclaw even. And that's never a good sign. Now Asuka going for the kill in the middle lane. Arachna. He's going to be dove on by Magnus as well. The kill field comes out. No chance for him. And he falls. So Arachna, the one hero, if anything, that was doing fantastic for Mint, is now only 280 gold per minute, and he's died 3 times here.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, we can forget about seeing the PK now. Now it's turning into an Energizer for Arachna. And here, ball lane could look like we're going to be seeing some action here. Valkyrie getting caught off a little bit, does have his Energizer, but Boris now initiating upon there. There's Legionnaire with the taunt, but Tempest ultimate. I can't say like you can break it, but
close.
But close.
Oh, geez, yeah. I'm pretty sure Mint is eyeing that 15-minute mark. And, you know, I'll say this about Mint. They're a very passionate team. Probus, Zibe, we know these players. Serenio, we've learned more about. Very passionate players, but that can also affect them sometimes when it comes down to it. Very competitive, and it does seem like they are those kind of players, too, that may go on tilt a little bit when things start to get out of hand. And I think we could be seeing a little bit of that right here. Not to take away from Nullstone by any means. I mean, Nullstone's playing fantastic here. There is no doubt in that, especially Asuka on that bubbles. But Mint is, you know, got to be feeling a little bit frustrated. And I wouldn't be surprised if that 15-minute mark hits and we see a concede vote, honestly. But still hanging in there. You mentioned the Energizer on Arachna. Portal Key is on Legionnaire here. So we saw that used, unfortunately, in a Tempest ultimate happened shortly after, and it got turned around. So, but was attempting it. If you're a Mint in this case, you know, forgetting about the tilt factor. I mean, if you're a Mint in this case, what would you try to do here? Would you say, FJ? Is there something obvious to you, or?
Well, obviously, well, sorry, not obviously, but I think what you would want to do as Mint is to try to get some pickoffs. Like try to be active, try to be running with a 3 or 4 man train, trying to get those ganks off, execute something, because you are against the Magnus with a PK soon, and you are against the Bubbles who has a PK already. You have the Tremble who can constantly roam. I mean, everything says that you're gonna have a hard time team fighting. You're gonna have a hard time if they start ganking you. All of your heroes really need, like, either you need to like play defensively, farm, and pray that Nullstone will not try to do any big plays against you and try to be active against you, because there's no real way that Min can win a 5 vs 5 fight. Even if executed perfectly, I don't see it happening. There's too many PKs on the Legion side, there's too many stuns, there's too much damage for that matter. There's a long way for Min to go before they can fight in a straight up 5 vs 5. So either you gank or you split push, but you definitely do not just lean back and try to farm this out, because that's not going to happen.
Not often you see the projected win percentage, especially this early on in the game, 70% in favor of one team, but that's what it is for Nullstone. Looks like Quincy going to be taken off, so shout out to Quincy, as always, providing even more stats here. That's going to be fun moving forward, and now getting items involved and whatnot, but he is going to be stepping out for now. He's other priorities that are taking place here, but whoa, life will move on. I don't know how, but we'll have to move on in the rest of the cast here without those great stats. But anyways, so at the top lane, you saw they pushed top tower. I mean, Legionnaire was here the whole time, but he's, by himself, there's nothing that he's going to do, and clearly the team wasn't really ready, so he's kind of now stuck up here. He still has, I mean, he's in a good flank spot, so that's still some good news. Tempest Ultimate, Elemental Void's going to be up in 5 seconds, so they are going to have to worry about that too. Coming up in the midst of this fight, and Moira going to... Another, just again, very powerful tool right there of the Elemental Forge. Not Elemental Forge, Ephemeral Forge. Getting some good vision and noticing that they're not going to defend, so they might as well just keep pushing the secondary tower. We're going to see a 10k plus golden experience lead here in favor of the Legion team. Bottom lane in the meantime, Probus gets caught by 3. Tremble coming in with the mound. Obviously, you see Bubbles coming in as well with the assistance, and easy kill onto Probusk there, and they push in the top tower kill, so... They say, not only are we going to push in your tower, but we're going to prevent you from counter-pushing. Legionnaire, though, he knows that there's not the most numbers here. Can we see Tremble come back in? Doesn't even need Tremble. Boris is doing plenty enough on his own. And Legionnaire is going to fall right there. It's what you got. Gets credit for the kill. Arcane Vortex comes out. It will stall Magnus. Goodbye time to get away. Oh, he missed the stun. If he hit the stun, well, still going to be a kill anyway. So Tremble joins back in. Double tap for Tempest there in the end. And he, again, loves seeing that. Again, that's just the true power of Tremble, too. He's able to join the back in the fight once again as he got the bottom lane, and GGs are being called. So, yeah, it was pretty evident that Mint by now. And, again, it is a little bit later on for them, so the last thing you want to do is kind of play out a game that you just know may be a losing effort in the end. So that's going to do it for Game 2. And, again, it is the best out of 5, so still hope, but it is a 2-0 series lead now in favor of Nullstone Gaming right here. FJ, final thoughts on that game?
Yeah, there's no doubt that Mint is put a little bit on tilt right now. Some of them actually left the game before the game was actually just conceded fully out. And yeah, it is getting a little bit late for all the Mint players. They were talking about how pauses were really annoying to them. So yeah, I don't know. And we were talking about how this was high risk, high reward kind of draft from Mint, very greedy. And either it would work or it would fall tremendously. And you see what you got went for the Astrolabe build on the Tempest, realizing that there was no real burst damage coming out early on the mid side. So I really like the item choices from Nullstone. I like the way they decided to play out the game. I did not like Mint's draft, I gotta say. I think it was a little bit too greedy. There was nothing really to fall back on. They relied on not making mistakes. And as we saw in the middle lane, just one big mistake from Serenia, playing the fish out and blocking the Legionnaire, kind of ruined the momentum from Mint Esports. Sorry, to refresh. Mint,
yeah,
not Esports.
I got that replay up again. Yeah, not only that Fisher block, but on top of that too, when Tempest Ultimate came out, it wasn't really the biggest one because the follow-up wasn't really there, but it actually caused Mint to also want to chase further for more kills, and that's where they went wrong also in that fight. By that time, Tremble was then there, and clearly he was a big factor in helping to turn that Magnus to the big line stun, and they just all started melted away. And obviously the genocide eventually came out. So don't want to look too much into it, though. Again, the ultimate point is Nullstone Gaming takes game number 2, and they are up 2-0. So, yeah, I like the Arachna pick. I definitely don't think you can blame the Arachna pick there. But just overall, just was not really going for Mint. So we'll see if they have what it takes in game number 3, or if Nullstone can possibly sweep the series. And, again, there's even more reason to want to sweep a series other than just taking the series, is that you get a bonus couple $100 on top of that ultimately